What is one of the first names that comes to mind when you think about personalizing or decorating your car? Counting Cars, a reality TV show that has been on the History Channel for a long time and is quite popular, is probably the answer. It also made Danny Koker, the host, quite famous. You might remember him as the Count. Koker was a legendary figure in the business because he could take car modification to a whole new level with his years of knowledge and cutting-edge ideas. But after the program concluded in 2021, there were a lot of murmurs in the car business about all the bad things that had happened to Koker. So let's find out which of the terrible new things about Danny Koker are true and which are not. Koker was born on January 5, 1964, in Cleveland, Ohio. Before he became a reality TV star, artist, producer, celebrity mechanic, and owner of Kounts Kustoms, he was simply a baby. Named Daniel Nicholas Koker II. Because his father worked at the Ford Motor Company, as did many of his friends and family, young Koker grew up around antique vehicles and other cars. Koker wanted to know how these life-size toys operated, much like you would expect a kid to be interested in toys. His father saw that his son was starting to like vehicles and decided to give him a cruiser as a gift. This was the start of everything. Koker started to learn about fixing and customizing cars. It was evident that cars were his main passion, but like his father, Koker also enjoyed music. His dad played music on the side and was the baritone singer and organist for the Cathedral Quartet, a famous Southern gospel group. He even sang with a few ensembles, such as the Oak Ridge Boys, C.L. Franklin, Mahalia Jackson, and the Foggy River Boys. In addition to his own singing career, he was also the leader of the Koker family band, the Koker Family Singers, which included Koker, his mother, and his siblings. It wasn't unexpected that young Koker followed in his father's footsteps and played at Carnegie Hall when he was 11. As time went on, he became more and more interested in music. Koker's schooling at Valley High School was basic shop and automotive courses as he entered his teenage years. Outside of school, though, he was really learning. For hours at a time, he would watch his dad work on old cars and change engines. He would also study from technicians and car gurus who were really good at what they do. People helped him take apart cars, and he learned about the different parts and what they do. Koker was learning how these equipment worked and how to fix them when other people had given up on them. He said that the only true school he went to was high school, where he learned basic things like how to fix cars and how to run a shop. Other than that, all you have to do is get your hands filthy and take things apart to find out how it works. After that, you need to figure out how to put it back together. This hands-on, very useful way of learning would later set Koker apart from many others in the car business. It may have started as a hobby, but by the time he graduated from high school, there was no uncertainty about what he wanted to accomplish with his life. He never really graduated from high school, though, in the usual way. He went to the University of Nevada after high school. As Koker became older, his father decided to leave the car business and buy Channel 33, a TV station in Las Vegas. At the time, the station's main shows were older movies, sitcoms, dramas, and Christian religious shows. The Kokers ran the station as an independent one that mostly showed local content. It even showed terrifying B-movies like Saturday Fright at the Movies. Koker became well known after this movie, in which he played a big role as Count Cool Rider. The Koker family sold Channel 33 into Montecito Broadcasting Corporation on December 18, 1997. The sale was finished on February 3, 1998. Koker, on the other hand, had stopped acting a few years earlier to work on restoring and customizing vehicles and bikes. He chose this career because of the first car he ever purchased, a 1979 Camaro Z28. Koker took the car apart and made changes to every aspect of it, turning it into a street-style Can-Am race car. Koker was so happy with how well this project went that he decided to make it his full-time job. He started Kounts' tattoo business. A business that merged his two biggest interests, tattoos and cars. Tattoo lovers and car fans quickly became fans of the business. Koker's ambition of having a business that only did automotive customization and repair came true when he opened his shop, Kounts Kustoms. Koker began fixing up old automobiles at this custom business in Nevada. And just like his first business, this new one swiftly became well known in the business world in the early 2000s. Anyone who wanted quality goods went to Kounts Kustoms. And you wouldn't believe how good the people who came to the store were. Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars was one among them. He often asked Koker to appraise old muscle cars. This gave Koker a chance to show off his intelligence and expert knowledge on TV to millions of people. Being connected to Harrison helped him solidify his place in the automobile community even further. But it accomplished more than that. Harrison's show Pawn Star appeared on the History Channel and it was quite popular. It was doing so well that they were thinking about making spin-offs because Koker was so good with cars and could turn rusty old cars into beautiful works of art. Plus, he already had his Kounts customization set up. The producers didn't have to think twice about it. They made Koker as a spin-off. That's how Counting Cars came to be. The series, which is the third spin-off of Pawn Stars filmed in Las Vegas, shows what life was like at Koker's Kounts Kustoms every day. Koker's goal has been shared with the world, along with the help he had from his father and the struggles he went through over the years to achieve the amazing career he had. Everything has brought us to this point. Counting Cars first aired on August 13, 2012. Harrison brought in the 1968 Bullitt Mustang for the first program. When this old Mustang fastback came to the show, it was in bad shape. Harrison, on the other hand, said he wanted it turned into a Bullitt homage, even though he didn't have much money. Koker and his team did a great job on the automobile, and the end result was a work of art that certainly impressed people. There were 13 episodes in the first season, and fans wanted more after it was over. The second season had twice as many episodes as the first season when it started. It's clear that folks liked it. They did so much that the show got a third season. At some point during an intense episode of the show, Koker and his team had to count the cars in the warehouse. They looked at a lot of different cars, including old muscle cars, motorcycles, and new sports cars, and decided that there were 1,500 cars in the storage at that time. People shared this accomplishment on social media and wrote about it in news articles, which helped promote the Counting Cars show. The show had made Koker a legend in the world of customizing and restoring cars. It wasn't a surprise that he got the job of producer a few years after the show started. Before Counting Cars, he was already well known in Las Vegas. Now all across the country. He was the tattooed guy with the beard who wore a bandana and a glow-up shirt. He was the most knowledgeable guy in custom cars, so if you had a question about how to customize a car or motorcycle, you went to him. And this group of people includes famous people from Hollywood, such as Alice Cooper, Tommy Lee, Dee Snider, George Lynch, and Judas Priest. These great personalities wanted the best, and Koker was even when Ozzy Osbourne wanted a custom motorcycle that was incredibly hard to produce. He arrived to Koker. Because of this link to prominent stars, Koker was invited to auto shows, parties, and even more TV events. Kounts Kustoms quickly became one of the city's most popular spots, drawing in tourists and car fans from all over. To be honest, this made a big difference in Koker's finances, and his entrepreneurial spirit kicked up again. He fixed up Kounts Rock Bar and Grill, which is one of his most famous businesses. Kounts Vamped is a one-of-a-kind Las Vegas bar that combines Gothic style, motorcycle culture, and rock music to create a one-of-a-kind atmosphere. Koker had a lot of troubles, even though he was famous and rich. A simple legal problem transformed everything and revealed a dark, frightening secret he had been keeping for years. Because of the type of business he ran, it was normal for Koker to have to deal with legal problems from time to time. For example, in 2014, a couple who brought their 1967 Ford Mustang to Koker's shop to be changed so that it would be on TV soon after Counting Automobiles began. The couple filed a $50,000 lawsuit because they wanted their money back. They said they found out that no repair had been done on the automobile and that it wasn't even the type of car they desired. It didn't take long for the matter to be settled. It was clear that Koker shouldn't go to jail or be arrested because it wasn't that bad. 3 years later, though, he had another legal issue when a former employee of Kounts Kustoms sued him for $75,000, claiming that Koker's company was paying him for controlled drugs. After looking into it, they found out that the drugs belonged to Koker, who was given a 30-day jail sentence. A lot of people were astonished to hear of the arrest. And the news that Koker had been secretly battling drug addiction shocked the business. Fans were shocked by that. Koker was a role model for many people since he was known as a cool guy who loves cars. These incidents were bound to hurt his business and career. People were worried about the future of counting cars, and Kounts' habits were criticized after he got out of jail. Koker chose to stay sober, utilizing the same amount of strength and devotion that had helped him in his business and reality TV careers. Since then, he hasn't been arrested again, even though he has had more legal troubles. He was able to win back the respect of his clients and supporters because he was honest about his problems and worked hard to get better. Koker was also dedicated to his music. His club, Kounts Vamp, was very important in keeping his music alive. Because Koker loved retro style and rock music, he was able to make the club a unique and friendly place that both locals and tourists liked. At some time, the guitarist who ran the weekly jam night found out that Koker used to play music, so he asked him to come up on stage and sing with him. People eventually asked other people to sing. And a certain ensemble that featured Koker ended up on the same stage at the same time. They played so good together. Koker said it simply felt real. It was fantastic. We all really clicked. We chatted about how nice it felt on the terrace of the club after that night. We decided to get together for the following jam night. Let's learn some tunes together. We should practice a little. So we did that, and then people started to come to our jam night as a jam night. Koker's own band, Kounts 77, came out of this ensemble. He claimed that when people inquired how the band got together, we were always practicing, and then it turned into our own band. So it actually grew naturally and honestly from a group of guys that are all about the same age. We all listened to the same things when we were young. We all loved the same kind of music. So it really did happen like that. Kounts 77 soon began to open for bigger bands. And kept playing at the club as well. Koker's band also became more popular as he got better at counting automobiles. The band put out its first album, and one of its most famous songs is Summer of '77. Blues Rock Review even put them on their list of the top 20 albums of 2014. Koker replied, "I can't say that I have a real goal for this," when asked what the band's goal was. "I simply want it to keep going and be the best it can be. It's remarkable because I'm never happy and neither is anyone else in the band. I don't know what the goal is for us, but I can assure you that all 6 of us are absolutely committed to this band. All 6 of us are dedicated to working at it for real." Succeeding in the automobile business and in music, it seemed like everything Koker touched turned to gold. We assume that there are fans who don't know that Koker doesn't get all the credits for his success. There's a private life behind the glamour. That includes Koker's long-standing marriage to Corey Koker, a gifted musician and businesswoman. Years before the deal for counting cars would even come to the table, Koker and Corey got together, 2 people who enjoyed both cars and rock and roll. From Kounts 77 to Kounts Kustoms, Corey has played a major role in all of them, especially Kounts Vamped, in which Corey has been heavily involved in operating. She has been the force in the background that keeps things efficient. The couple have managed to juggle their prosperous careers while generally avoiding public scrutiny in their personal lives. However, some bits and pieces still come out. The couple's marriage had been the subject of speculations that claimed Koker's hectic schedule caused stress in their married life. At the time, fans believed the future of their business empire would collapse if the couple had split. But rather than addressing these rumors in public, the couple chose to keep their private business private. Another issue that worried fans was the rumors that Corey had experienced a health crisis, which caused her to temporarily step away from her position at Vamped. There were other reports circulating on the internet claiming she had passed away in an automobile accident. Even though these details weren't entirely verified, fans still voiced their support and well wishes for Corey, highlighting how much the couple meant to the Las Vegas community and beyond. And when she returned to work, people were simply glad to have her back at Kounts Vamped. One thing is certain: despite the rumors, the couple's relationship remains as strong as ever. Despite the demands of fame and business, Koker has periodically voiced his gratefulness for having a partner who shares his passions and understands the responsibilities of his job. After 10 seasons and 184 episodes, the curtain was drawn over Counting Cars in 2021. Despite this being the end of the show, it was still applauded for being one of the History Channel's most successful shows. In fact, fans kept hoping for news of a season renewal, but none was forthcoming. Since Koker still owns Kounts Kustoms, he decided to keep a door open for as many fans who wanted to get a feel of the show. According to the official Kounts Kustoms website, free tours of the shop are available on a daily basis, showcasing some of the most memorable builds from the show's history. In fact, they built a museum there too, so that fans could get full satisfaction. Truth be told, counting cars did change the face of reality television, especially in the automotive restaurant category. This effect can be seen in the newly established standards for reality TV programming. For example, the way Counting Cars blended the technical aspects of car restoration with the individual tales of the team members was something that had not been done that well before. It's no wonder it lasted so long. With the show done over 3 years ago, Koker has shown no signs of slowing down. He is still the celebrity mechanic who was an actual recording artist with not one but 2 full-length albums. However, there have been occasional rumors about his health that circulate on social media. There is no clear indication that he is currently dealing with any illness or health issues. He is reportedly believed to be in good health. To prevent his fans from being scammed and lied to, he tweeted on X, "I am personally on Twitter only. While my companies are on all the platforms, I am personally only on Twitter. There are fake DK accounts on FB and other platforms. Not me. Don't fall for it. Report it." Presently, Koker is reported to be worth about $14 million and with over 100 personal automobiles, which includes about 70 motorcycles and almost 55 cars, some of which he inherited from his father who had passed away in 2008. Koker's may not be on TV as he used to be at some point, but his legacy effectively connected a niche industry to its fans. His show made a complex thing more relatable and engaging for the audience. This has given other reality programs the opportunity to explore lesser-known niches and communities. Koker's narrative is one of resilience. From his childhood passion for cars, which was well announced through a widely successful Counting Cars, to the unexpected jail time, Koker's journey inspires many to remain determined and keep their foot on the gas of their dreams until they arrive at their desired location in time.